Joining me in the Marketing Week Live TV studio is Russell Parsons. Thank you very much for joining us again. We're sat outside your theatre. The editor's stage here over the last couple of days has been filled with some amazing content. A lot of what we've been talking about is the past 40 years and a rich history with Marketing Week. I want to just turn the tables a little bit and talk about the future with you, if I may. What have you seen or heard on the stage that points the way, sheds some light perhaps onto what we might consider to be the future of marketing?
Well, I think a lot of what we're doing with the 40th anniversary is almost drawing a line, and as well as, yes, we're looking back and celebrating ourselves and our place and role within the recent history of marketing, but what we're doing as well. And I've seen a glimpse of the future, if you like, at Marketing Week Live over the last 2 days. I think the future is much of marketing will remain the same, but much of marketing will change, if I can't just very equivocally sit on the fence there for a moment. The job of marketing will not change. The job of marketing strategy, of brand positioning, that won't change. That's underpinned, and they're the fundamentals of marketing. What will change and constantly change is the tools of execution. And what we can do, Marketing Week Live, what the people here who are exhibiting and speaking on stages can do, is help people navigate their way through that new future, through those many varied tools of execution, data analytics, etc. And that's much of what we see across Marketing Week Live, and that's constantly evolving. But we shouldn't remember that the job of marketing strategy is not going to change.
Absolutely. I guess one thing that certainly has changed a lot, maybe over the last 10 or 15 years in particular, is the acceleration of channels through which marketing can be executed, particularly online channels. And that's not going to change at all. While we can't predict exactly what channels will be around in 3 or 4 years or 5 or 10 years' time, we know there are going to be many more of them. They're all going to be digital. So I guess the known unknowns is where we're looking. We know that we're going to need to be a lot quicker to execute intelligently on new channels as they arrive.
Yeah, you're right, you're absolutely right, and you need to be geared to take advantage of these, as I say, tools of execution. But what you need to start with is what you're actually trying to achieve. Yep. And you need to be equal part customer orientated, equal part company orientated, and equal part growth orientated. You need to start with that, and that's called basically setting strategy, setting company and then marketing strategy against that. Now, once you've done that, then it's a lot easier job to work out what you're going to do to execute that strategy. Now, that might be so-called traditional media, or it might be these many, many different and wonderful and varied new forms and new channels. And you're right, they're going to be by nature technology and digital driven. What you got to work out, is it the right thing for me, my brand and my company, and more importantly, the customer, and how we're trying to reach them and how we're trying to serve them.
Before I let you go, Russell, any final highlights here? We're coming towards the end of the day, and day 2 here at the show. Any final highlights, anything you've been surprised by as you've done your floor walking over the last couple of days?
Well, highlights, actually, in many ways, we've got 2 massive highlights just over there on the editor's stage in a moment. Thomas Barty, who's a Marketing Week columnist, who has a very, very interesting and very resonant presentation around careers and personal and professional development. So that's going to be great. And then after him, we've got Marketing Week columnist Mark Ritson, who's going to, I suppose, end the day, as it were. And he's got a rather provocatively titled presentation called The Shit That Does, or Concentrate on the Shit That Does and the Shit That Doesn't Matter. So he's going to, lay bare the many failings, shall we say, as well as champion the things that he believes, anyway, are the right approach.
And no doubt will be many more swear words being dropped during the course of that presentation as well, knowing Mark.
Colourful, but always rigorous in his analysis.
Absolutely. Listen, it's been a pleasure being here. Thank you very much for having us. Enjoy the rest of the final afternoon here at Marketing Week Live.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.